Hey everybody, Jefferson Santos here. And if you've ever wondered about like, man, I need more energy, or I need to lose some weight or gain some weight, or I'm having issues sleeping, or I've got a little bit of discomfort in certain parts of my body, you got to listen to this next conversation that we're having with Dr. Cohn. All right. So Dr. Cohn has been practicing for over 30 years, over 50,000 patients that he serves, and he's developed an amazing product line that's all natural and that's plant-based that you got to hear about.
Thanks, Jefferson. Thanks for having me. Excited to talk to everybody today about this mission and these products.
Yeah, you bet. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump and talk about the protein shake, because there's a
Sure.
gazillion of them out there. There's a
Right.
gazillion protein shakes, and so you developed this one um, right here.
Yep.
And there's stuff out there with whey. There's stuff out there with soy. And tell us about why would somebody spend the money to get this when there's a gazillion shakes out there?
Well, exactly. You nailed it. The world did not need one more shake. What they needed was something that was simple, easy, cost effective, palatable, that tasted amazing, that even their children and teenagers would like. Just simple, 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 simple. But we wanted it to be a product that was next level. We wanted to raise the bar on the nutrition in the shake industry, because there's so many places when people put a shake together that they skip corners. They'll use proteins that are, like you said, less than desirable, whether they're soy or they're whey, or there are other things that are actually what we would call pro-inflammatory, or they're just allergic. A lot of people are allergic, like 1 in 3 people are allergic to dairy. So these are things that we're real cognizant of. And then we wanted something that, again, everybody can use. Everybody. So just as important as what's in it is what's not in it. So it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's soy-free, it's nut-free, it's even nightshade-free, if you know what that is. And it's organic. It's 100% organic. So everything in there is pure and good. So it's like organic yellow pea, organic brown rice, organic amaranth, quinoa, chia, so many different, again, whole ancient grains that, again, are gluten-free, that are easy to digest, that have the complete protein that somebody's looking for. So whether you're an athlete or you're a mom that just wants to make sure that their teenager is getting the right protein, or getting a good source of protein, that on the run, they can make a shake. I mean, you could take your shake and even the greens, which we're going to talk about soon, and mix it up and drink it faster than you get your family through a drive-through. It's cheaper than your venti mocha at the Starbucks, your $5 footlong at the Subway. So you're getting something healthy, that's simple, that's quick, and people love.
Yeah, I mean, and so I have a friend of mine. He's been my personal trainer now for a guy over 18 years, and he's got athletes that he trains, and he's got parents that are like, "Hey, what should my sons and daughters be taking?" And so obviously, this seems like something that they should be taking then.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we have gyms, yoga studios, salons, spas, boot camps around the globe on almost every continent that have used this shake, as well as the other products, the Life by Seacret products. And it's really their program. It's what they use. It's what they share with their clients. So, for holistic and natural doctors and progressive MDs, it's things that they share with their patients. It's awesome to see, and it's because it's super clean, and it gets the job done.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you mentioned the greens. I mean, we've got the powdered greens here, which taste
Yep.
amazing, and also the capsules. And so I dumped that into the shake. So let's talk about a little bit about why someone would need greens and all the benefits with that.
So the greens was the very first product we created. It was out of the fact that we realized, in our clinic at the Cohn Health Institute in Southern California here, I have over 2,000 different nutritional products from 100 plus companies from around the world. Always wanted to make sure that we had exactly what people needed for whatever they came with. But the greens came from realizing the fact that, man, if I can just get one product to people, one product that could change the trajectory of their life, that could actually solve so many different things, what would that be? And out of all the research I did for decades, it was raw green grasses and vegetables. Now, if it's that simple, if it's that easy, if it's that something that makes such a difference in people's health, why don't they do it? The reason they don't do it is because, I don't know if you remember, but if you had a donut in one hand, you have broccoli in the other, a head of raw broccoli, usually the donut's the one that people are going to go for, not the raw broccoli. So it's just not palatable. So the goal was to actually take greens and make them taste good, or remove the less than pleasant experience of eating raw greens. Because we have a running joke, like most people remember the first time they had wheatgrass, because it's usually the last time, right? They go, oh, I'm not going to do that. It just felt like I was licking the bottom of my lawnmower, my soccer shoe or football shoe. So there went their like alkaline nutritional green program, right? But we all know that grandma said you got to eat your greens, right? You all know that all of science is talking about raw green vegetables. And so the key here, what makes this product different from everybody else's green product, well, there's a few things, but the main thing, it's 100% raw, which means it's never heated above 105 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 40 some odd degrees Celsius. So when you have greens, when you have anything and you cook it above 118 degrees, you destroy the enzymes and the things in it that God and nature put there to make sure they got properly processed, and that you can digest it, absorb it, assimilate it, and turn it into food and energy. And when you cook things, you remove that ability. And so that's why the greens are so important to be raw. So other people have it, but they don't have raw greens. Some people have organic greens, but not everything's organic. Both are greens powder and our greens capsules are 100% organic, 100% raw. The other thing too, you'll see other products occasionally with wheatgrass, barley grass, oat grass, which is amazing, but they just use the grasses alone. We use the grasses and the concentrated juices of those grasses too, where all the nutrients and the nutrition is. So that's why when you look at it, it still looks like greens. It looks like greens, but it looks so much more alive. And when you put it in your body, then people feel amazing, because you can live a month without food. You can live a week without water, but you can't live 6 minutes without oxygen. And oxygen comes from raw green foods. Without it, we would perish as a society. And so that's why oxygenating your body is so important. That's why greens are so important, let alone the hundreds of other reasons that science has told us the nutrition and the elements in greens, from the vitamins, the minerals, the omegas, everything. So amazing.
Yeah, and then obviously it helps with alkalizing your body. I mean, what's the benefit of, because we hear some people are aware of acidity and alkalinity, and what meat does when you eat, what stress does to your body. Can you talk a little bit about like just the everyday things that we go through, and how how that benefits our body, the greens?
Yeah. So first of all, it's one of the easiest things to trip on, meaning like think you understand it or don't understand it, or think you think it's all nonsense or whatever, depending if you talk to your doctor. Let's just get it straight. So when you take products that are alkaline ash or alkaline in nature, you're not making your body more alkaline. Your body has a homeostasis where if you eat acidic foods, you get stressed out, your body becomes more acidic. It has its own buffering system to make sure your blood has a 7.365 number. If it goes up too high, too low, too high, even a little bit, you could die. I mean, so that's why your body, thank God our body will beat its heart and breathe on its own. If we had to think about it, by the end of we want to make it to the end of the day. So all these mechanisms are there. Arguably the most important is maintaining the 7.2365 slightly alkaline environment in your blood. Now, when people say, oh, I'm going to take these greens to alkalize my body or my booster products or whatever I'm going to do, that's not exactly what's happening. What's happening is you're providing the food necessary for your body to be able to more efficiently do what it's designed to do, which is buffer and control your body's own alkaline levels. Because people go, you don't need alkaline foods, or the alkaline thing is a myth, because your body will do it anyway. True, your body will do it anyway. Here's the difference. The question is, at what cost? Because your body needs to find alkaline minerals. Otherwise, it will not be able to create this buffer. And so it's looking for calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. It's got to find it. So if you don't have it in your diet, it's going to pull it from your tissues already. It's looking for magnesium, might pull it from your heart. Looking for calcium, might pull it from your bones. Looking from potassium, might be from your adrenals. Looking for salt, I mean, on and on. So that's why it's so important that we eat alkaline rich foods, which are our greens, and then we'll talk about another product called our boosters, which helps us boost our alkalinity, because the diet we eat, is very acidic for most people, probably 80 to 90% of people around the globe. And that being said, even though people's diets are very acidic, stress is your greatest acidifier. Nothing is more acidifying to your body, makes it run hot than emotional stress. In the time of shooting this right now, I don't know that if the world is any less stressful than it's ever been. I think it's exponentially more stressful for a lot of people. So now more than ever, it's vital.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you just kind of mentioned it, the booster, which my wife and I love, 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 and obviously it goes perfectly with the greens, and it's been helping us sleep. It's been helping us kind of assimilate if we have a little glass of wine or whatever. So let's talk a little bit about the booster and what are the benefits of that.
So the boosters is designed, I mean, we nicknamed it the hall pass, which is a slang term in the US. I mean, for, if you do the crime, you do the time, meaning like if you're going to do something to your body that's negative, you can't be in denial that it's not going to affect your body. You got to do something positive to balance it out. So if I eat acidic foods, it's going to rob my body of alkaline minerals, bicarbonate and carbonate minerals, which is the bulk of what's in the booster product, as well as some other herbs, Himalayan crystal salt, things that will actually, like an organic lemon, things will actually move your body easily towards an alkaline state, which is its normal way of functioning. So the boosters, people report the best night's sleep of their life traditionally. Now everybody's different when they take the alkaline boosters, or what we now call the boosters. Why is that? It's not a sleep aid. What happens is our body's running all the time. We're running. We have the sympathetic overload. It's like our unconscious mind thinks we're running from the saber-toothed tiger like we were 2,000 or more years ago. Or many more years ago than that. What it does, alkaline minerals allows our body to move more into a parasympathetic relaxed state. And if it does, we naturally calm down the way our body's supposed to do. So now people are saying, I sleep better. But before, it was like going to sleep with the lights on. It's just so hard to wind down. Now, when you have alkaline minerals, it naturally moves you towards a buffered state, parasympathetic relaxation state. The other thing, like you mentioned, the number one reason it's used is not the reason we promote, which is in realizing that acid foods are easily offset by this product. One of the most acidic things somebody can do is consume alcohol. It doesn't matter if it's beer, wine, sake, soju, whatever it is. So these things are highly acidic. Some cultures, like Asian cultures, have something called Asian flush or Asian glow. You have a red flushing reaction through their body, even if they have a sip of alcohol, regardless of what it is. Some get it so bad they get sick and vomit. For many of these people, actually, the majority of them, when they do their alkaline boosters, they don't have this happen. Now, we're a health company. We promote health, not the consumption of alcohol, which is not always the best healthy thing, but we do it. So the college students have figured it out. They just nicknamed the product Hangover Helper and wish we would just change the name of it, but we will not do that. And so, I mean, there's like a culture in the world around this product where people judge the night they had out based on how many alkaline or boosters they needed to get right back up in the morning like it never happened the night before. So it's a very crowd favorite product. It's simply you take it before you go to bed and just kind of reboots your system. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife and I, Megan, we were down in Mexico, and we love ranch waters, which is the Casamigos with lime juice and ice. And we had, we at least have a few a day, and we were taking the boosters every night, and zero hangover. Like we just felt like we were great. So it's a great way to spend the vacation, not having to recover from anything.
Yeah,
you know.
Jefferson, the one theme about all these products is that they're not designed to treat, cure, mitigate any disease, condition, problem, even inebriation state, any of it. But what it's designed is to give your body the tools and the raw materials it needs to function the way it was designed. And your body's designed to do wondrous things. So you'll hear all these amazing, unbelievable testimonials of what's happening with people's health or their quote unquote health challenges, right? But that's not our philosophy. That's not our goal. And that's not what we do. And to the people watching this, we want you to know that our philosophy is that we give your body the body the fundamentals it needs, and that's why this works. And if you understand that, it's something you realize these are lifestyle products, things you take every day. It's designed for everybody, and and it's one of those things where you don't appreciate it until you run out
Yeah.
once you're on them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that brings it to the next one, the recovery. And this is like the smallest bottle, but it's the most powerful one of all. So let's talk about that one because that's been huge for us.
Yeah, small but mighty. So out of the, I don't know how many products, it's Life by Secret as well as Seacret. Even though recovery's been in the line here at Seacret for less than 3 years, it is by far the number one selling product in the company, number one most used, and number one most consumed. Out of 2,000 nutritional products in my clinic, it's the number one most used uh, in this clinic as well because it does so many things. Now, we live in an interesting world where there are federal agencies that like to dictate what we can and cannot say or claim about products. And when you have something like recovery, which is so novel and new to science and science, in other countries, it's not new at all. But in like where we are right now in the United States, where we're recording this, it's still fairly new, even though it's becoming more and more mainstream. The concept of something called molecular hydrogen, we can only limited in what we are allowed to say about it. As we say, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? So it is what it is. You may have to do your own research about molecular hydrogen. Just know that this product, this company has the only molecular hydrogen generating tablet that you can ingest straight up. A lot of people have heard about molecular hydrogen if they've been in the alkaline water world, or if they bought a very expensive unit, and as well as making it the water alkaline, it releases molecular hydrogen at the end of electrolysis. So they got it, but it was very expensive and it dissipated really quick. And then there were companies that made tablets that dissolved in water, which worked better, but again, would still off gas really quick. And a lot of those smell like rotten eggs, which nobody wanted to do it, no matter how much it worked. So that was an issue. And so we worked with some real brilliant scientists who were able to get it in a tablet where you can just take it. And then it was like the shot heard around the nutrition industry because it's what we call an impact product. Very few things you can count them on one hand in this industry of nutrition are what's called an impact product. An impact product is something you can actually physically take and feel right away, right? A lot of people think they need a multivitamin. They think they should have like, whatever they should take, an omega, they should take some vitamin D, but you take it and you're like, I think I feel different. Like they don't know. They just know that they need to because their doctor said, or they ran labs and it said I was low in something. So I'm taking it, or whatever the thing is, right? This is something most people, again, everybody's different, but most people feel right away. If you're achy somewhere, you're going to feel less achy. If you're feeling sluggish, like you don't perform well, you're going to perform better. In the athletic world, for performance and recovery, tremendous. For mitigating the effects of lactic acid buildup, amazing. For breaking on personal records many times when people use it for the first time, unbelievable. For the people where they're just have we're not, again, I'm trying to use the correct words, situations in their body where they would have aches and discomforts from, let's say, not being 19 anymore. Tremendous. And it works right away. For most people, they feel it within 20 minutes. Some people feel it within 20 to 30 seconds. So what happens is when you put it in your mouth, it releases molecular hydrogen nanobubbles, just so small they go right inside the mitochondria of your cells within seconds. So you can feel it right away. When you ingest it, it goes in your stomach acid, it goes to the rest of your body. And it is what's called a selective antioxidant. And in my opinion, I would call it the world's fastest acting antioxidant. So again, there are things called free radicals. They age our body, they slow it down. They're responsible for all the things we don't want as we get older. And when you have something that's a selective antioxidant, it looks for the bad ones and leaves the good ones. So it's a pretty wise thing. And the world is just waking up to it. And as they do, we'll be able to say more about it. So, but that's a recovery product, something people take often. They take it throughout the day. And again, it's one of those things, if you wanted to ever have somebody feel the effects of something, it's usually going to be recovery.
Yeah, it's funny because every time you talk about it, I mean, I remember we were, had that leadership event a few weeks ago, and like it's like I want to take more. I want to just keep it on a Pez dispenser, like that's, I mean, it's really powerful because I had, I played college football. I had a couple of car accidents. And so it's really helped me in a big, big way with discomfort in my lower back. Let's jump over to Digestex. And by the way, everybody, we're just kind of walking through some of these. We got just a couple more, 2, 3 more left. But this has been really, really good, Doctor, the Digestex.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, lack of enzymes and things in the food now. And how is this helping everybody?
So we all need enzymes. Our food need enzymes to help break it down and absorb the nutrients that convert to energy for us to use it to live, right? And they're there. God put them there, nature put them there, whatever you want to believe. So they're there. The problem is we get rid of them before we eat them because we cook the food. The food is not supposed to be cooked. This food is supposed to be raw, but we cook it. And when we cook it, we denature those enzymes. So the majority of them are no longer available. And then what happens is our body does not, it becomes sluggish, things slow down, right? It's kind of like if your sink is stopped up in the house and it's backing up. What gets rid of that usually before you grab a plunger is enzymes, not the same kind of enzymes. So don't go drinking your Drano and liquid plumber and say Dr. Cohn told you. But when you put those enzymes, which are caustic, again, do not drink those, in there, it'll dissolve the sludge and things go right through, right? It's kind of like being constipated or not, right? When you don't have the enzymes, your system slows down. And the naturopaths will tell you that death begins in the colon, garbage in, garbage out. If you're not getting rid of it, it's going to get backed up. So when you have enzymes, you have good elimination. If you don't have good elimination, you get backed up. You get backed up. You picture like garbage in your house that you're supposed to take out on Wednesday, and it's now Sunday, and it's just sitting there. And then how about a week later? How about a week later? So again, so what are enzymes? So there are enzymes that will help. They're catalysts. They help make your body electrical. Now, we have there again. The world did not need one more digestive enzyme because there's a boatload of them in the world. What we needed was an all-in-one, and this is an all-in-one. So most of them just do like proteins and fats, or maybe carbs and starches, or maybe fiber and gluten or dairy. This has them all. So there are enzymes in there for proteins, carbs, fat, fiber, which is what you want when you start a plant-based program. There's enzymes in there for gluten, which everyone's eating, dairy, which everyone's eating, and shouldn't for the most part, and also soy in there as well. So all in one. That's when people go, they go, oh my God, I feel more awake, more alert, less bloated. Actually finally going to the bathroom every day or multiple times a day like I'm supposed to. Yeah, like real deal stuff. And again, a lot of these things, as you do our shakes and greens and things like that, things start moving in that direction already. But the rest of our diet usually, again, is cooked. And if you're a foodie or you like food, you're going to eat these things no matter what I tell you, no matter what I'm able to show you or prove to you about your health, because life's too short and food's too good, right? That's what happens for most people. So, I mean, if you have amazing discipline and you're already a raw food vegan, then this is not for you, this conversation, because you already know. But for your friends who have a hard time living the lifestyle you do, these products sequentially help, kind of like biostack, as we call them. So each one amplifies the effect of the other. It's kind of like, the Beatles is one of the greatest bands of all time, if not the greatest, and they all celebrated great solo careers. But if you put them all together, it's a lot more magic that happens when they're together versus the solo career. So, and these products are the same way.
Yeah. And so that kind of brings me to the next thing is a lot of us we're having all kinds of food. We love food, and some of us love sweets or salty things or whatever. And so as people are trying to manage their weight, you came out with this thing called Curb. It's a thermogenic. And so I know a lot of people, it's helped me with the whole hangry pains, and the blood sugar level. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of that.
So Curb started because when we had our shake, we have a program called Health Made Simple, which is our shake and greens you take in the morning, recovery during the day, and our boosters at bedtime. And then what we were realizing, 7 out of 10 people's stories were actually not about all these other great things that were happening. They were about like weight loss. And it turned out that when you eat alkaline foods or alkaline rich minerals and foods, your body goes in a relaxation state. It's better able to release the acid and then releases fat. Thus, like when you eat acidic foods, your body goes into a fight or flight situation, has to get rid of the acid out of the blood. So one of the things it does is store it as fat, which is why it's not a weight loss program or weight management program, but it's naturally the way it happens. So we saw that we could exponentially even move the bar on that and help people with those goals by having them do their shake and greens twice a day at breakfast and lunch, and then they would have a healthy dinner. And 8 out of 10 of them would have amazing results, but 2 out of 10 would still have issues. So we did some surveys to see what their issues were, and there were two major things. They would do great at breakfast and lunch with their shake and greens, but by the time they got home for dinner, one of two things would happen. Either they were working so long during the day that they went too long without eating. Now, normal, healthy, if you talk to a trainer, you talk to a nutritionist, we should eat something protein-based or a little like whole food based every 3 hours. And most people don't do that. They'll go 5 or 6 or 7 hours without eating. And when you do that, your body goes into a starvation mode, right? And your blood sugar can drop. And if your blood sugar drops, as soon as you finally get home from your day, you need to get it up. So what do? Do you go grab an apple? No. You use cookies, candy, cake, whatever's lying around that's a quick sugar hit, right? A soda, something like that. The other thing that was happening was that people, we all live very fast lives. So we had stressful days, running businesses, working jobs, dealing in today's world, having families, all of it, right? Trying to work out a life. And so we would get stressed. When your body gets stressed, your adrenal glands become fatigued and they crave salt. So what happens is we become salt deficient, not table salt, but like salt, like mineral salt, So what happens is we get home again, we don't grab a celery stick to get that salt intake. No, we grab potato chips or pretzels or tortilla chips or nachos or anything salted, right? Which is amazing because that's probably why the #1 selling ice cream in the world today is salted caramel ice cream, because it has salt and sugar in the same thing.
You're making me hungry, dude.
Yeah, two of your biggest imbalances all at once. So Curb is primarily, now there's a lot of things it does. Again, our little 3-letter agencies, to make them happy, we can't claim them all, but we can claim at least 2, which are that it helps with our cravings for sugar and salt. But it does so many other things when you look at the label and then read the ingredients and then research what those ingredients do, and you go, wow, this is a lot all in one. And it is a lot all in one. So if you take them 20-30 minutes before you eat, you're going to be less likely to do all those different things. And people use it to really maintain their hangriness all the way to making sure it's easier to make good choices. Yeah.
Got it. That's powerful. I mean, I love it. And, just kind of round it out. We got 2 quick things here. This is new. This is ImmuneX. And obviously right now the world is health's on the radar, strengthening our immune systems on the radar. Let's talk a little bit about all the things that go into that and why you created that one.
Well, this is the one we could say the least about. So again, we call it the perfect 10 because it's got 10 amazing ingredients that are all designed to, the correct terminology is support a healthy immune system, which is what you want. Again, if your immune system's intact and you get exposed to something, you're going to respond better and more efficiently than someone whose immune system is, let's say, not intact. So would it be a good idea to support your immune system? The answer is yes. So the ingredients in this product are time tested for many of them thousands of years, whether they're like the reishi, Ganoderma mushroom, or the chaga mushrooms, all the way to your elderberries that everybody's familiar with, and your turmeric and ginger that so many people know about and do, to your more exotic herbs like your astragalus and andrographis, which are very big in the world these days, and zinc, which everybody knows you need. We have the most clinically researched absorbed form of zinc called OptiZinc. It's in a unique combination with some other ingredients that again are designed to support your immune system. You can take a few of them a day, like I do. I take like 3 of them a day to support your immune system. And if you feel like it's your immune system's going south, which trust your body, you can take more. So like we do, disclaimer time with all of our products, we say be sure to consult your doctor, physician, healthcare practitioner, whoever you use to help guide you in your health choices before using any new product, diet, taking any form of drug, anything that you would do. Just to be good citizens, we are saying that to you right now.
So I remember earlier you were talking about how you took a bunch of products that you wanted all in one product. Is that kind of what you did with the Immunex?
Yes, exactly. So like, for example, in my clinic, when people have immune system challenges, it would sometimes we would have to like stack it by giving them 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. And so the method to the madness of this product was to try and get all those things in one product and more. And that's what we're able to do with the Immunex. So it saves people a boatload of money, and it gets a multi-dimensional immune system support all in one product. And again, if you research the individual ingredients and start looking at what they are all shown to do, you can see why it was put together like this, or get a glimpse of that.
That's great. So before we mentioned the last product as we wrap up here, I remember when you were talking about the shake and the greens, like how much groceries would somebody have to go to the grocery store to get all the stuff that you put in the shake?
Well, I mean, it really depends on their diet. So it's not necessarily a fair comparison, but we're the shake and the greens together, we're talking hundreds of dollars if you're going to try and create it. Some people have shown, there's been different nutritionists and naturopaths and other people and docs and dietitians that have shown it up to $500 or $600 to try and get the nutrition that we have just in our shake and greens together. So again, although people take them alone and on their own, they are designed to go together to kind of hit it from both sides and really give you a comprehensive health promoting meal that really is nutrient dense. I mean, for some people, we're making up for 10, 20, 30, 40 years of just eating garbage. And this is a whole new thing. I mean, the lifespan of the typical red blood cell in the body's 4 months, so 120 days. You can just almost like grow yourself a new body if you do the right things for 4 months. So obviously, this is not like a drug. You don't just take it and then I'm done. It's like people say, how long should I take it? I say, I don't know. How long do you want to be healthy? These are designed to be lifestyle products. They're not designed to fix anything. But you go, but Dr. Cohn, I had this, I had that. Now I don't have it since I was taking your products. I'm like, great, that's awesome. But that's your body that did that. Because if I could shove these products in a dead body, they're not going to rise up. That's not how it works. Okay. It's the life in your body that heals. But it's like 2 hands and 1 leg tied behind his back with the diet, the stress level, and what you've done to yourself physically, like you talked about with your athletic background. I mean, this stuff takes rehabilitation, and this is like nutritional rehab. That's what it is. Picture people going to rehab because they're trying to rebuild their life after doing things that have them end up in different kinds of rehab. This is like nutritional rehab.
Yeah, that's huge, and I appreciate that. And the last product that I want to mention here is the Hydro FX, which is similar to the recovery. It's kind of a slow releasing. So as we wrap up here, can you mention a little bit about that?
Sure. So, the goal was to really corner the market here as a company in the hydrogen world. And there's another technology that has it just comes at it from a different angle. The recovery is magnesium based. The Hydro FX is coral calcium based. The recovery is very fast acting, very fast release. The Hydro FX is slow release. So one of the things about recovery people love is it's very fast. The other thing is like it peters out faster, which is like 3 or 4 hours it's out of my system. So that's why you hear stories about people taking recovery 2 or 3 times a day, like it says on the label, because you want to keep it in your system the whole time. Then came Hydro FX, whereas wow, I could take 3 of those in the morning. It releases hydrogen throughout the day, which many people like. But the athletes and people that are on the move, like most of us are anyway, we're all an athlete in some way, wanted to have the hit. So we actually do them both, you know. So the hide for the people want to geek out on the science of it, the hydro FX releases like the minus hydrogen ion, and over time will produce molecular hydrogen. Molecular hydrogen is released right away from the recovery, but it doesn't, it's not really a minus hydrogen ion product. Each one brings its own benefits to the human body. So they're really two different things, but they're still going to be under the hydrogen category. So it's like vitamin C and vitamin D. I mean, they're both vitamins, but they do different things in the system. They both have immune system benefits, but they both do it differently. Same kind of thing here. So you don't just take vitamin D or C, you take them both, right? So you don't just take, you know, one. For most people, they take them both, but some people have their favorite, like anything else.
Yeah. So like if I'm working out, like a lot of people work out that are watching this, they're working out. So I would take the recovery possibly before and after workout and the hydro effects in the morning and just have it kind of
Correct.
released throughout the day.
Yeah, I get up, I'll have 3 in the morning to know I got it in me. If it's going to be right out of the chute kind of day, I'll also take 3 recovery. And then on my workouts, I'll take 3 more before or more, depending on if I'm like playing hockey or doing something more intense. You know, I'll take 6. But anyway, you should take exactly what's on the label. So um, to be a good citizen, to take exactly what's on the label, unless you're advised by somebody else professionally. So, and then take it after for recovery.
That's great, Doc. Well, I really appreciate your time. I mean, guys, everybody that's watching this, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you know, you have issues with your energy or with weight, you want to lose it or gain it, with your sleep or any kind of a discomfort. I mean, these products are amazing. They've helped a lot of us. And doctor, I know you've done so much work, tireless work over this. And I know you've got other things coming out in the near future that we're excited about. And so, Doc, I appreciate your time. And any last words before we sign off here?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a mission. We're not just selling products. I mean, this is a mission. The world has lost its mind right now. They think they're scared. They've given up. A lot of people have forgotten that their body can do wondrous things and it's designed to heal itself and thrive. And if we feed it the right things, there's nothing to worry about. So, you know, people take a knee in prayer every night, hoping someone somewhere is going to share with them something that and help end the suffering of a friend or a family member or a loved one that has come to head with a health challenge and they're not getting results. And for tens to thousands to hundreds of thousands of people, these products have been that. And the only reason it's been that is because someone like yourself tried these products, saw that they worked amazingly, and then had them to share with somebody else. So if you want to be part of making the world a better place, you're in the right place.
That's great, Doc. And so, what would somebody say? One last little thing. What would somebody say? Like, because you know, everybody has a different, I guess, price range in their head of what they would spend. Because some people don't even invest in their health, and then some people invest a lot in their health. So, what would you say to someone that might say, "Well, what if these products are kind of expensive or something like that?" What would you say to somebody that that says that?
I mean, I would say compared to what, you know? So, I mean, the ambulance ride alone to the hospital, depending on how far you live, the average city, if your insurance didn't cover it, can cost up to $11,000. These products are a lot cheaper. Health is something that's not appreciated till it's gone. I've had billionaires in my office that would trade every penny they can have that they've made in their life if they can get their health back once they lost it. I mean, we're talking pennies, pennies, less than the price of your venti mocha at the Starbucks, less than your $5 footlong at the Subway. I don't know if you're that destitute, then you should talk to Jefferson about a career change to help you maybe change your financial situation and how you could do that with these products in this company. But outside of that, it is priceless. And I mean, you're getting a Rolls Royce at like Prius prices here. So I that's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, nobody wants cheap ingredients in their body, right?
Yeah.
And so, Doc, thank you so much. For those of you that are watching and you're like, hey, I want some of those products or one or two or all of them, just basically contact the person that had you watch this video And we're excited to get these products to you immediately. They're clean, they're safe, money back guarantee. They're like full size samples. With that said, appreciate everybody being on here, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Bye, guys.